Welcome to episode 52 of the Family Geekery podcast. I'm Amber.
I'm Danny.
And I'm Chris.
And today we're going to be talking about a couple of our favorite cozy/farming games. But first, let's talk about our weeks.
Many weeks.
Yeah, we took a little bit of a summer vacation, I guess. Spring cleaning.
Pre-summer hiatus. Been very busy around the geekery household.
Yeah.
Getting ready for a couple things and moving a couple people from here to there and there to here and all kinds of things. So sorry for the missing couple weeks, but we're back and we're ready to talk about games.
Yeah.
But so what's going on this past couple weeks? What's been keeping us geeky?
Well, we all saw Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. And
yes, all at the same time.
Yeah, first time we've done that in a while, I guess.
Getting harder and harder to do, but we haven't even seen Mario together.
Yeah, we'll do that next Tuesday on the discount week.
Discount. that's sad. Mario doesn't warrant a full price movie ticket.
So we saw Guardians. I don't know. I was crying. Were you guys crying?
I didn't cry so much, but it was an emotional roller coaster.
Oh, yeah.
It was kind of all over the place, but very good movie and very, very good how they called it a trilogy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said that the final chapter of the trilogy. And I already saw somebody have you seen the movie posters that they recreated, like the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, but with the Guardians characters? That was pretty cool. So yeah, it's good to see the whole thing come to fruition from the very beginning of, forming up the crew and until the last episode, basically. But we'll see more of them, I'm sure, throughout the years.
Mm-hmm. A lot of really good character development, in my opinion, and some that have been going on since the very first movie. Some callbacks and Easter eggs from previous movies that we finally get answers to our questions. But yeah, I loved it. Probably my favorite movie that's come out in a while. Maybe my favorite Guardians movie. And Guardians is one of my favorite MCU franchises. So, really good.
Yeah, I really liked it too. Besides Wakanda Forever was probably my favorite. Those two were pretty good of this phase. But yeah, I really liked it. It was cute. It was funny. It was sad. All of what Marvel's good at. So I would recommend.
Cool. What else? What else been going on?
Well, while we were on our break, my birthday occurred. And my wonderful father, as a birthday and graduation present, got me a Steam Deck. And I have not put that thing down, at all. I've been playing a lot of games on there. Well, 2 games mainly, House Flipper and Dreamlight Valley. Both pretty good on the Steam Deck. And I don't know, haven't gotten myself to download any mechanically intense games yet, but I will at some point, and I'll let you guys know how that goes. I'm not super used to a controller, so it probably won't end up too well, but...
Well, it's got the trackpads on it, so you could play some League of Legends on there. I'd like to see you...
oh my gosh.
See you do some League of Legends on there.
Oh, yeah.
Set up some hotkeys for your ults and whatever those things are. Your specials.
Specials?
ABXY instead of QWER.
Yep. Cool. What about you, Danny? Anything special so far?
Not much. I forget if I said this last episode, but Fortnite came out with Star Wars.
Whoa.
Like a little Star Wars event. So if you do the free version, you get a Stormtrooper skin. But if you buy the event, you get, I think it's Darth Maul.
Whoa.
Skin. So that's pretty cool. And they have lightsabers, and each lightsaber color that's in the map. It gives you a different like force ability, so that's pretty cool. And I think they're coming out with Miles Morales pretty soon. I think they had him before, but they're bringing him back because of the new Spider-Verse movie. So that's coming soon too.
Nice. Does the stormtrooper skin nerf your shooting ability?
Your aim.
Does it nerf your accuracy?
No, but there's like little stormtrooper camps throughout the map, and if you like get close enough to them, they start shooting at you. But I haven't taken any health yet, so not too much of a problem.
Do they yell pew 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 at you?
Kind of.
That game, I swear, you blink and there's like something else added to it.
Yeah.
It must be a successful game. They must be making money at it or something.
I don't know, maybe. It's not the highest grossing game of all time, right? That's Minecraft still.
Just think all those years ago when I was in the GameStop and the lady was asking the guy behind the counter, I need to get that new game for my son. I think it's called Fork Knife. And the guy said, "You mean Fortnite?" She's like, "No, it's Fork Knife."
A free game?
Yeah. Maybe she was buying a gift card or a points for it or something.
V-Bucks.
V-Bucks.
Cool. And I started playing a little game the other day. A little game. I don't know if you guys ever heard of it. It's Legend of Zelda.
Really?
Tears of the Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Came out last Friday, just a couple days ago as we're recording. And I've been obviously busy, like we had just excused ourselves for being busy, and it wasn't because I was playing Legend of Zelda.
How dare you? We were moving out of our dorms.
But I made it through the first kind of opening cutscene, which is really nice, featuring both Link and Zelda, and a lot happens real quick, and then it kind of drops you off in your kind of beginner island is what I'd call it. So I'm on the beginner island, and I'm learning how to throw pots and like knock things over with a stick. I've
As
got
if
a
you
tree
didn't
branch.
just play the other game a whole lot.
Yeah,
It's basically a continuation, right? Like, just drops you off right after
that's what
the
it's
other
supposed to
Breath of
be.
the Wild.
Canonically, it's supposed to be kind of right after the Breath of the Wild.
Oh, okay. You haven't beat the speedrun record yet? Hour and 30.
That's
Honestly,
crazy.
that was on release day. Someone's probably got it even faster now.
I'm far from a speedrunner. And at the same time that he beat the game, I probably picked up 3 tree branches. I haven't even cooked a meal yet. I know that's coming. And apparently there's something going on with building. Like people are building long bridges or something. I don't know
Oh
what
my
the
god, I've
story is
seen
with that.
I see so many TikToks, and I've not really played any of the Legend of Zelda games. But I see all of the TikToks for Tears of the Kingdom, and it's all just long bridges and people trying to find hacks on how to glide forever. Because I guess that's not a thing anymore. I don't know. I'm deep in there, and I don't even play the game.
Yeah. And I've been playing it so far on handheld mode, which is not usually my preferred method. And so far it's been completely fine. But I do notice that I'm like missing things. Like there may be an apple on the floor that if I'm playing it on a 65-inch TV, then I see the apple on the floor. But when I'm playing it in handheld mode, I could walk right by it. So
It's 1 pixel versus like 300 pixels.
yeah, so I'm gonna have to dock the thing up and start playing it the way I'm used to. But yeah, I'm excited about that.
Cool.
So let's talk about the games that we picked out for this week's episode. So what did we pick out, Amber?
So we picked out our favorite cozy / farming games. I kind of thought of this idea from all of us playing, including my mom, all of us playing Disney Dreamlight Valley recently. So we're going to talk about that. Of course, going to our roots with Stardew Valley, and then Animal Crossing also. So we're going to talk about those 3 games and kind of about what they're about and what we like about them.
Sounds
Yeah.
good. So who's kicking it off?
That's me with Stardew Valley. When did this game come out? It came out in, like,
2015, I think.
really?
Oh, no.
Maybe like 2018 or something.
Yeah, I was thinking it's $15 or $20 or something, where it could really be like a $60 game.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think mostly Amber started playing it, and I was like, oh, that looks pretty fun. And I started playing it, and I think the story is like your grandfather owned this big farm, and then he like died. Did he die?
Yeah.
Yeah, he died and then passed it on to you, but it's like really run down and covered with trees and stuff. So you move into this town and you got this big plot of land covered with stuff. And there's a bunch of like village people and they each have their own little personalities. And basically you get to farm and make money and restore the community center, which was like run down. And basically, you just like get a bunch of items. Some are really rare, some are not. Some are like seasonal items that you get. And you just kind of like restore the town and make relationships with the townspeople, maybe get married. You can get a pet, all that kind of fun stuff. But yeah, it's really interesting because there's a lot of like each character, like depending on like who you make relationships with, like each have their own little cutscenes and like have their own backstories that you get to uncover, and it's really cute. And it's like a continuous type of game, like it goes by years and you can upgrade your house and farm, get more animals, stuff like that. So pretty fun.
Yeah, one thing I like about it is it's it's the pinnacle farming game, right? You buy your parsnips and your pumpkins and you plant them in spring and fall and whenever they grow. But it's also got this balance of fantasy to it. You go in the mines and there's little slime monsters and other monsters when you get further down, and then there's like a little guy that lives in the sewers that sells you things. And
Mm-hmm.
I just like that it has that little element of fantasy in there, that goes along with the realism of mining and cooking and farming. And another funny thing about the cutscenes that you mentioned, Danny, it's really funny when you're married and you've been married to the same character for two, I almost said sim years, not sim years, 2 Stardew years, and then you like keep progressing friendships with the other people, and then you get to the point where they're like starting to get a little romantic, and you're like, wait, no, I know I have 6 hearts with you, but I'm married, this is not happening.
Yeah. Stardew Wiki is your best friend.
Oh yeah, knowing where to fish, what time to fish.
So I haven't invested very much time in this game. I think I've launched it and then that was it. Because I knew once I started playing it, I'd be playing it for a long time. But that sounds kind of crazy, doesn't it? Like, I don't want to play this game because I might play this game. But I do remember reading about it in the book Blood, Sweat, and Pixels. Great book. That featured kind of the history of it. And it was very intriguing. The guy who made it, Concerned Ape, or
the one guy, the single guy who made the entire game.
Yeah, he had graduated from, got a computer science degree, didn't get a job right away, so started working on the game, and just kept working on the game, worked on game, and it got into a weird cycle where the closer he'd get to releasing it, his skills of making the game and what he wanted to put in the game increased. So he'd go back and say, well, I can redraw all the graphics better. So he'd go back and reiterate the graphics, and then I can well, I'm better at coding now, so let me go ahead and recode some of the stuff. And then, oh, but I'm better at graphics again. So it went through like a crazy amount of reiteration, and he didn't want to release it as like an early access. I think it was one of the first like green lights, Steam green lights that I remember hearing about, where that's in the old days, you couldn't just get a game on Steam. Like Steam would reach out to you and say, hey, you're working on a game. We want to put it in the store now. And then they went to a green light thing where if you announced that you were making a game and you got a bunch of interest in it, basically made it go viral and prove that it's something that people would want, then Steam would look into it. And that was one of the first ones I remember, really taking advantage of that green light system. So, and then he finally released it and kept on improving it as he went. So I'll eventually get to it and play some more of it, but my backlog is just growing so far. And the problem with these cozy games is they're so cool that you can spend like a year or more playing it, and your backlog just continues to grow. So
yeah, especially with these handheld systems now, like the Switch and the Steam Deck, like you can lay in bed and play a cute little game where you just farm and make friends. Why would you want to do anything else? But it is cool that the wiki actually has the old graphics of the people, the like town people, and you can see like how did Abigail develop and what she looked like at the beginning versus what she looks like now, and it's pretty cool. And it's evident that this guy, learned a lot throughout his time making the game, and he is making another game right now, Haunted Chocolatier, I think it's called. But he said, making it again solo, I think. But he said he's going to take a pause because he's working on an update for Stardew, I think.
Cool. Yeah, they also, a big thing that was added was multiplayer Stardew Valley, which was really cool because you like start the farm, but like each person has like their own little house on the farm, and you get to like grow it to get like with your friends. I think that was a really cool addition.
The bad thing about that is you share money. And
Oh
so
yeah, and
person,
time, I think. So like if one person is on, like time goes by even if the other person isn't on or something.
Yeah, but it's so funny. Like I've seen TikToks of people playing multiplayer, and one of them's just like, 5,000 coins. I'm gonna go buy the backpack, and it only upgrades one person's backpack.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
And they're like, "Where'd my money go?" Nowhere. But yeah, all of the mods, because modding was something that was like multiplayer was originally a mod and it was pretty cool, but the way they implemented multiplayer into the game made a lot of sense, and you could even retroactively add players to your pre-multiplayer worlds. So you want a friend to come on and check out your world, you just build them a little house. Go ask Robin to build a house, and your friend can log in and live on your farm. But I've seen so many cool mods that like retexture things and make realistic versions of the characters and stuff. So it's kind of cool, just like how this community, like how much this community loves this game and how much they invest into it.
Very cool. Anything else on Stardew before we move on?
Nope.
Well, besides that, my favorite farm name is Ravioli Farm. I don't know why I called it that. I just called it that. And I said my favorite thing is croutons. Because those are things you pick. You pick your favorite thing. And I picked croutons.
You also get to pick if you want a cat or a dog.
Yeah, and then they added a couple different cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Cool. So what's up next?
I will be talking about Animal Crossing New Horizons next. Figure we go in release order. And of course, Animal Crossing's been around a lot longer than Stardew has. But this game came out right when the pandemic started, which did Nintendo start the pandemic? I don't know. No, they did not. But perfect timing for their game to be released, because everybody was inside and everybody could buy the newest little cozy game and build an island, collect little animal friends. Um, you know, this game was different from the other ones because you actually had to start crafting your own tools. Craft the bug net, craft the fishing rod. Really cool. And then going to mystery islands to find new friends, little animal friends to come to your island. Decorate the island. That's a big part. And then finally, a couple updates down the line, they added farming, like actual farming, which none of the other Animal Crossing games had before. And I think it was, a lot of people had come from playing games like Stardew Valley and were like, well, we can decorate and we can make friends like we did in these other games, but what I really want to do is farm. So they added, actual crops that you can grow, and I think they started with pumpkins around like Halloween, fall time. So they did that. And yeah, so that's kind of an overview of Animal Crossing New Horizons. And I believe I've played this one the most as well. But yeah, Danny, you played it a little bit. Who's your favorite villager?
My favorite villager?
Yes.
Well, one of my villagers was Dom, which is the like tie-dye ram bodybuilder. And I liked him because he was cute. But I logged back on the other day and I realized how annoying he is. Because he's always like, wow, Danny, you should go on a run. Like, you should run with me. How much you weightlift? All he talks about is how much he weightlifts and how much he goes to the gym. I'm like, please shut up. But he's cute.
You do weightlift. You do go to the gym.
I do. I feel weak.
You just like him.
I am. But he is cute. And that's all I cared about back in 2020.
Yeah, all of the villagers have one of 6 personality types, I think. Maybe it's 8 personality types. And so that's, Dom is a jock, and he gets those, pre-programmed lines to say, there's also lazy villagers and preppy, not preppy, peppy, sisterly and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. Each of them has their own little personality. But it is really annoying when they do only say the same things.
He keeps gifting me soccer jerseys. So I have a bunch of soccer jerseys. I don't want these soccer jerseys. But some villagers are like actually rude.
Oh yeah, the like snotty one. Snotty? What is it called?
Yeah, I don't know. Snobby?
Snobby. Yeah. But Animal Crossing, I think, came at the perfect time that it did. Unfortunately, Nintendo released DLC and then said, we're not going to update this game anymore. Goodbye. So that was cool. Ask for, $40 more and then never promise another update.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Nintendo. But one of the cool things about Stardew Valley is not Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing is you're trying to get your island to 5 stars, which you do by decorating the crap out of it. And you have to buy a bunch of furniture and make a bunch of furniture and do a bunch of landscaping, make those rivers, make those, Pinterest aesthetic heart-shaped ponds with all the flowers and stuff.
Go into debt.
Go into of course. Can't forget Tom Nook going into debt. But it was pretty cool. And this one added the campsite, which was another way that you could invite villagers to live on your island. You or also just get free things from them, because you could play card games, and if you won, they would give you a t-shirt or a lantern or something. So that was cool. One thing I didn't like about this Animal Crossing game was the real life money that people were putting into it, because you could it added this other currency, so it had like the in-game money, but it also had the Nook Miles tickets,
Yeah.
which was how you would go villager hunting. You would stockpile a bunch of tickets and then look for that one villager that you want on your island. But there's only so many of those Nook Miles that you can earn because there were just like, the achievements. That's how you would get them. You would do the achievements, and once you've done the achievements, all you can do is the daily quests that just
Yeah.
like keep piling up. And it's really hard to stack the points after that. So people would literally, I guess, make new islands, get all of the achievements, and then sell their Nook Mile tickets for real life money. I mean, or like also in game things, but I just thought it was so weird, go on Craigslist and buy tickets for this game. I don't know. I wasn't behind that, but I guess people will do what they got to do to get, I don't know, Raymond. He was a good one. Put him in the maid outfit, I guess.
Yep.
That's one of the inevitabilities with any game that has something that people can earn or create and share with others, is that you're going to have an outside economy happen.
Yeah.
I mean, it goes way back to the very first online games where people are selling gold and on eBay for, some RPG, multiplayer RPG game, like buy 1 million gold for $20. So that's going to happen no matter what. And the only way to avoid that is just to keep out all multiplayer aspects, which the next game that we're going to talk about is so far been successful at their the developer is notorious for keeping any kind of multiplayer out of it, probably for that reason, because they know once you open that door, it just changes the game that you set out to create.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've seen all kinds of crazy stuff with the Animal Crossing as far as like buying, selling, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's slowed down a lot. The one thing I've seen most recently becoming more popular, and this is because Nintendo has said that they're not going to release any more updates or any more content for the game, is like people wanting to mod the games. And I don't think it's as easy as modding a computer game, because I think you need to like buy a modded Switch or something. I'm not sure if that's how that works. I don't know how it works, but people are like obsessed with modding their Animal Crossing now because there's no other way to get new content. And people are just like, hey, Nintendo, just like give us an easy way to mod this game because you won't give us content. So please.
Large corporations are always open to those ideas.
Totally.
Yeah, I never played any of this game, and part of it is because it just didn't look like my style of game, and part of it is it's one of those weird games. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's one of those weird Nintendo games that, like, your game and your save lives on this console,
Yeah.
this Switch, and I've got way too many consoles and devices and literally multiple Switches that if I had a game save that was tied, or a game itself that was tied to one particular device, that just doesn't work for me. So I've kind of avoided this one. But for some reason, Facebook thinks that I'm interested in Build-A-Bear, and I'm also interested in Build-A-Bear's new limited edition Animal Crossing characters that are being advertised on my Facebook for some reason right now.
Limited edition. They've had those. I remember years ago I saw a tweet that was like, hey, Build-A-Bear, just make Animal Crossing Build-A-Bears. You'd sell so many. And then like a year later, like I completely forgot about this. And then like a year later, Build-A-Bear made Animal Crossing Build-A-Bears.
I think Build-A-Bear should just make bears. And then you have to work real hard to make that bear look like Tom Nook or whatever the saxophone playing weird dog is. Or
KK Slater,
yeah,
the guitar.
With the $50 outfit.
I mean, that's the way it used to
item.
be. Like you'd buy a bear, but then you'd get like costume pieces to make it look like
Yeah.
Spider-Man or
Yeah.
Darth Vader or something. You don't just go out and buy. I mean, I can buy a Nintendo character plush anywhere.
Right.
I don't need to go to Build-A-Bear to buy it.
Yeah.
Here we are solving Nintendo's problems and Build-A-Bear's problems. These two small little companies that know nothing about business.
If only they're listening.
They should listen. Listen and learn, guys. The fam has something for you.
Yeah, we all went to business school. We all have PhDs in business and totally.
Yep.
All right, is that it with Animal Crossing?
Think so.
I think so.
All right, so that leads it up to me with Dreamlight Valley, which, if you're a longtime listener of the podcast, you will remember Amber announcing that she heard of some game and bought some game.
I remember that.
Yeah, a long
And
time
I
ago
think
now.
you described it as being kind of a Stardew Valley, but for Disney characters. Is that how you described it?
I think I said it's like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing, but with Disney characters.
It really is.
Are you sticking by that?
Oh, I'm sticking by that.
Okay.
Except you can't romance anyone.
Dang it.
Dang it, you can't romance Stitch.
I don't know.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse.
I saw Kristoff kind of eyeing Mother Gothard, or whatever her name is, Mother Gothel. I was kind of wondering what's going on there. Like, hey, buddy, you've already got someone that you're interested in.
No, it's okay. Spoiler alert. Anna forgot him. No, Kristoff forgot Anna. Anyways.
Yeah, so we are, by no surprise, fans of Disney.
Wait, we are?
Yeah. So we're willing to give any kind of Disney game a test run.
Speaking of, we got to try that racing game.
Yeah. And they're pretty good at knocking out games recently. But yeah, we tried this Dreamlight Valley thing, and Amber was the first to pick it up, and then my wife and I both picked it up. She's playing on the Xbox Game Pass, and I'm playing on Steam. And Danny's doing a Steam share on me when I'm not playing. She's been able to log in a little bit and play.
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible, but made it work.
But yeah, we've been enjoying it, and to kind of set the scene of what type of game it is, I came to the realization after playing it for a while that it's really a mini RPG game. There's, what do they call the types of RPGs that all you're doing is going off and doing tasks, just one task after another, like
housework RPG,
like fetch me games or something, like go get me this, go get me that. So basically, there's an overlying story about what happened to the valley and what you need to do to fix the valley. But you if you look past all that, it's basically there's a bunch of characters that start off in the game, and you have to befriend them and get your friendship level up. So basically by either doing favors for them or talking to them or getting them something or just hanging out with them and, farming, fishing, that kind of stuff with them, then your friendship level goes up, and you eventually get each character in the valley up to a friendship level of 10. And as you progress through, you unlock new things that they give you. There's little stories that kind of tie all the levels together, and their story kind of unfolds as you level up your friendship level with them. And then some of them will intertwine with each other, like maybe Donald Duck and Stitch will have quests going on together that you have to go back and forth between the two, and it kind of helps you out with both of them. But it starts off with a few characters, and then inside the castle there is little portals to other realms, and each of those realms is themed to some type of movie or intellectual property. So let's say like Frozen or Wall-E or anything like that. And you go in there, and once you go into that realm, you start helping whoever's in there out, and then eventually get them to move into the valley, and they become another citizen of the valley, and then you get them leveled up. So So that's where we're at now. I think the latest update added a couple Lion King characters,
Mm-hmm.
and now I'm at the point that I think I've got pretty much everybody all leveled up. So, which is good timing because I think a new update will be coming out soon. And this is developed by Gameloft, which is the same company that develops the other Disney game that has been a bane to my existence for the last 4 years, probably. Why do I hate this game so much but play it every day for 4 years?
So you'll do that, but not Stardew Valley.
Yeah. See, I only got a limited amount of time to play
This is
something mindless.
Disney.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the other game, Disney Magic Kingdoms, made by Gameloft, another game that you're creating kind of an overall park, like a theme park, but you don't ever get to share it with anybody. Like if I wouldn't hand my iPad over to my wife, nobody in the world would ever see, the theme park that I'm building, because there's absolutely zero multiplayer. Now there's multiplayer competition, like there's little events that happen and you're competing against other people, but it's usually like if you're trying to get, X amount of whatever it is that you're trying to collect, and I've got 16 of them, there's somebody with a weird Chinese name that's got 432 of them in the same time period.
Oh my god.
So I don't consider that a valid multiplayer game. That's a game that you're competing against an unbeatable scam of some sort. But same thing with Dreamlight Valley. There's like, I would love to allow Amber to log in and walk around my park
Yeah.
and kind of check it out, or my valley, I guess it is. But that's not there, and knowing Gameloft, it will probably never be there because, like we mentioned before, as soon as you open that door, there'll be scams and that kind of stuff.
I mean, it could be like a Stardew Valley, not a Stardew Valley situation, but like even those like other mobile games, like Restaurant Town or whatever they're called, where you can just like enter a person's ID and just go there. Like that could be kind of cool if you could just like look at other people's things,
Mm-hmm.
or I guess kind of like Animal Crossings online is just like you go visit and you don't interact with the person's land that much, other than like maybe shaking their trees. I feel like that could be super cool. Like there doesn't need to be like a trading thing that happens. I don't know.
Yeah,
Close off the inventories. I don't know.
You should at least have a friends list and be able to visit those friends'
Yeah.
valleys.
Yeah.
I know before on this podcast, I've probably complained about some of my issues that I've had with this game. But I realized one of them was my own fault. And I did not admit that to the Gameloft employee that I sent my request to. I just said, it works now, thanks. They don't need to know that I was the one in the wrong. But
they knew.
But now that I've, had less problems, I guess until I get to that level of the finding the aliens quest, hopefully my alien isn't stuck under Buzz's RV for 2 weeks. Anyways, it's an early access game. We can excuse those things. But I've really come to enjoy this game, and I'm quite jealous that my parents have both surpassed me in their level on this game, despite me playing, a few months prior than them. But I was in school. I had things to do.
And you got angry at them.
Yeah, I did. I held a grudge for a little too long. I should have been playing this whole time.
Now, we also talked about this game when we talked about season passes.
Yeah.
And this one is unique in the sense that you're buying the season pass with a currency that you can earn in the game.
And in the season pass.
Yeah. So it's very unlike Gameloft. Gameloft has been always accused of being just a money grab company. And this one, I don't know, maybe while it's in early access, they're just
being nice.
babying us along and getting the viewership up, and then all of a sudden they're gonna turn that money making machine on and say, haha, remember all that the other way that you used to buy the season pass with? Well, that's gone now. Put in your credit card.
I mean, you don't earn very much of it. You can earn 100 a day from your 2 blue chests that spawn. But in the pass, I did the math, and you get a lot of those points from the pass. Like just shy, not just shy, but like almost enough to buy the next battle pass. But the main reason that I started playing this one or picked it back up was because this most recent pass has been Disney parks themed. So, you can get the trash cans and, Ferris wheel and Dumbo ride, and I thought that was all really cool. And I think that was probably some of the main reasons that you guys picked it up a lot also.
Absolutely.
This topic of the past, because the first one that I did was the Pixar one, and there wasn't a whole lot that I really liked in there. And I don't even know what the other passes were because I didn't play them because the first one didn't work for me. But this one is working, and it's a good one, and it's almost over. It might be over now.
About 38 hours left.
Oh, okay. Almost over.
Did we just dox our time zone?
I haven't played much. I've only played a few hours, so you always have someone behind you.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I just have like Wally.
Wally's a little needy when you start off.
He is. Makes me clean up his trash. But I like the outfit changing, and so does Mom. She's always like, I made this new outfit. Do you like it? It's very cute.
Yeah, because you can actually customize some pieces of clothing and put motifs, is what they're called. Basically like stickers on the clothes. And that's really fun. You make custom outfits to Disney bound. So that's kind of cool.
And the whole like house decorating, that's fun too. But I don't have much experience.
One thing that concerns me is if you go into the castle and you see how many portals that they've got.
Yeah.
Now they obviously have the IP to fill this game up, but there is at this point a limited amount of land, like physical real estate, to allow these characters to move into, because you build a house for each one that moves in.
Mm-hmm.
And I know they can open up more lands, but going back to the other Gameloft Disney game, there is so much stuff that all the buildings that I have in storage, because there's not enough physical real estate to put them in, is crazy. Like, and on any given event, if I need to have, the carousel progress out for some part of the event, I have to put something else away. And I can see that same thing happening if they start introducing more and more characters and you have to build more and more houses. And the problem is the amount of real estate that they unlock, which they can, that's easy. But the amount of real estate that they unlock increases the demand on whatever device you're playing it on, which is why the Disney Magic Kingdom games has been kind of bottlenecked, because, while I may have a, really nice iPad Pro, someone else has a iPhone 4 and they want that person to still be able to play it.
Yeah.
And they're kind of going to the least common denominator. So this game being on multiple different systems, from a low spec system like a Switch all the way up to high spec system like a PC, a gaming PC, then they're going to be doing the same thing. You don't want to get into a situation where the game says, oh, you're allowed to have 74 characters if you have a Switch, but you're allowed to have 100 characters if you have an Xbox, Series X, and you're allowed to have 200 characters if you have a gaming PC with, these specs.
Yeah.
So they don't do that. We've seen that happen with things like Minecraft, where different different versions of the game exist because different requirements for the game.
Mm-hmm.
So they end up just pleasing the lowest common denominator, and that kind of cripples the game a little bit. So it'll be interesting to see how they handle that.
Another problem with that is each additional land or portal that you unlock increases in the amount of dreamlight that it costs to unlock it, and that dreamlight is earned by completing achievements. I mean, you could also make it, you can craft it, but it's mostly gained from achievements and like your daily tasks and stuff. So I'm scared that there's going to be another Animal Crossing situation where it's just going to be impossible to get those points unless they add more achievements. Like, I don't know, it's capped out at like harvest 2.5k vegetables. Like, will they add harvest 10k vegetables, harvest 50k vegetables to let people get more dreamlight? Or will it just be, I've completed every single achievement in the game, I just need to go collect mushrooms and make meals and sell gems and stuff for hours to farm your dreamlight? So that's another concern that I have with the increasing amount of land and increasing amount of character portals.
Yeah, but the good thing is that this is a game that you can grind, and
Yeah.
I like that. Some games are time limited or grind limited. This game, if I just wanted to farm all day long and make money by farming, I could. If I wanted to just go out there and pick rocks up off the beach all day long and pick flowers in the forest all day long and sell those, I could. There's obviously a spawn rate to a lot of things, but I mean, you could just fish nonstop.
Yeah. So
And
money is not an issue in this game.
yeah, and with that money comes the experience. So all those characters that you're supposed to get to level 10, like you could easily get one of the starter characters up to level 10 within the first day. And so it's interesting to see how they are starting to time limit some of the things by putting in quests like, oh, come back and talk to me tomorrow, or go plant this tree and tend to it for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
So they're doing that to purposely slow the progression down, but it's okay when you first start and you have other things going on. But when you get to the end game, where you've completed everything for your season pass or whatever, and you've completed all the gotten everybody up to level 10, and now it's just a matter of
Wait for the next update.
wait for the next update, or have some random quest in there that says you got to wait 3 days before X thing can happen
Before you get the next Stitch sock.
right. So but it's early access. There's a long way to go with it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to watch it either get more fun or more frustrating.
Probably a little bit of both.
Right.
Yeah.
Every good game's got a little bit of both.
Yeah.
I just really want Cinderella. This is my theory. I think the pumpkin house in the Forgotten Lands, I think that's what is she called? Bippity Boppity Boo, fairy godmother. I think that's her house.
Could be.
Where's the Winnie the Pooh characters?
True.
And none of those. You could have Winnie the Pooh's house.
Around.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they unlock things too, because you're missing key characters like Pluto.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess Pluto would just go. How's he going to ask you to go fetch him a carrot?
Wally just beeps.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. He's kind of got the I am Groot thing going on, and you just understand it.
It's kind of like R2-D2.
He just bleeps and bloops, and you're like, oh, you want 4 blue flowers and 3 green ones? Okay. I can do that.
Yep.
Yeah. Another cool thing they've done is recently, since I started playing again, this wasn't at launch, was they added the other store, so you can buy other items and clothing and stuff with your paid currency. And they just give you like 4 a week or whatever that you can choose from, and they cycle out. But that's pretty cool. I've not bought anything yet, but nothing's spoken to me too much. I wonder if
They're
anything
kind of
will.
on the expensive side.
They are. It's like $5 for 3 bags. It's a little much, but who knows if anything will actually be worth it.
Well, there's a whale out there somewhere buying the stuff, so
Yeah.
as long as those whales are buying it, they'll keep making it. All right, anything else on Dreamlight Valley, anybody?
I don't think so.
Well, I think that completes our cozy little episode about cozy little games.
Cozy little games.
We could have had several different games on this list, but we just kind of brainstormed these 3 together, and I think they kind of fit the same kind of genre
Vibes.
without being specific to the same genre. They're still kind of just cozy, fun. Do a little farming, do a little talking with other villager type stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Dreamlight Valley is the only one out of these 3 that has like real quests, I guess. The other 2 have little.
It is kind of on rails in that sense.
Yeah. The other 2 have quests kind of in the game, but they're like opt-in, I guess. I guess these are too, but you don't need to do the quest to progress in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could like completely ignore Buzz Lightyear if you wanted to, but eventually someone else's progression is going to be reliant on someone else being a certain level. So
Yeah.
they've started to do that, which is cool. It's good. It's somewhat on rails, but you can still, like, if you just wanted to log into the game and do absolutely no quests all day long and just kind of grow some pumpkins, mine some gems, craft some asphalt. Say that 3 times fast. Yeah, cool. So this has been a fun little episode. And now that we're back in control of our lives a little bit, we'll come back at you next week with another episode. I think we're going to have to I've got an idea for a comic book episode.
It's been a while since we've done one of those.
We'll jump back into the comic book world for an episode. So look forward to that next week.
And maybe by next week we will have finally watched the Mario movie. No promises.
No promises. All depends on if we can get the whole fam together in the same place. It's a lot more fun to do it that way.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this episode. We thank you so much for listening to us. I almost said watching.
I saw you.
But I caught myself.
How long have we been doing this now?
The problem is I keep doing more and more YouTube videos and always end it the same way with thank you for watching, But yeah, thank you for listening. As always, be sure to check out our socials. Send us some questions if you have any for the podcast. Send us suggestions for episodes, games that you like to play, comics that you like to read, movies that you like to watch, shows that you like to watch, food that you like to vomit.
What?
Huh?
I just wanted to see if you were listening.
No.
Well, that's going to wrap it up. And until next time, peace out. And geek out. Thank you for listening to the Family Geekery podcast. For more information, visit www.familygeekery.com. Don't forget to subscribe at your favorite podcast provider. And until next time, peace out and geek out.